Welcome everyone to the third episode of Simplecraft. We're here in our medieval village and I will show you my idea of connecting this world, like the village with the lighthouse all the way over there. I told you all these houses had like one type of interior. Yeah, this one here doesn't. This one here has a way better interior. Also, I wanted to do building with you guys today, but sadly, I already built it because this is the second recording. This is the second recording of this episode. Because the first one sort of failed and it was corrupted. So I will just try to make everything better in exchange for that. For example, I talked 3 minutes just about this beginning. Now we're only spending 1.5 minutes. Let's enter this cool house. We have, first of all, we have like a reinforced floor. These are pistons. The top looks like sort of like the spruce, but just a little stronger. Then we have a carpet. That's like a sign of rigidity. And here we have a kitchen. When we go to the top, we have a bedroom with a little desk and storage. These are just carpets from when I built this. Let's go sleep. And this actually isn't the big deal. Here we see the village from the top, from the sky. Like the windmill and the village itself. Here we see the castle and the cabin in the woods over there. But this is the view from the top. The thing that I want to focus on in this episode is the view from the bottom. Remember when last episode I went through a portal? Well, I didn't show you where it was. This is where you come out. This is the catacombs. I just got a weird Java update. Let's ignore that. So oh my goodness, I'm getting so my PC is like being completely spammed by messages. Wonder where that comes from. We have like piles of wood in here and piles of dynamite. Red candles act like wonderful dynamite. This is a groundbreaking project. My pickaxe is really groundbreaking. I have broken so much ground in this episode. It's completely crazy. Also, we have like shelves. And this is my idea to connect the world. We're gonna go through the nether. Not today, but we're gonna go through the nether. And there will be more of these rooms and just connecting. Like a way shorter distance. So that we can travel around, not having to walk over the nether roof. This is unfinished. It will go to the basement of the castle. But what we're gonna talk about today is this part. First of all, not first of all. Before we go there, let's look at this. We're close to the roof, we are close to the overworld right now. So we have a lot of roots coming from the ceiling. Also, diorite makes up as a perfect stair for smooth stone. It looks great. For these like little pillars, you know. Let's go down there. These stairs are actually pretty old in the lore of the world, so that's why sometimes it's a stair and then there comes a slab, like you just drop. Let's continue going down here. We come to this room. The idea of this room was that you can stand here with bow and arrow, and as soon as someone came down, you would shoot him and he would fall. But originally not into the lava. Originally, he would fall into a deep hole. But it was dug down so deep that they met magma. And this started coming down. No, not down. Magma doesn't go down, magma comes up. So that's why this room is like almost nearly flooded. And also, if you're wondering how you get the smoke, just put a campfire below the lava source. That is how it affects this kind of, how it makes this kind of effect. Let's go here first. That looks so cinematic. Just this view, epic. Let's go down here. Here is one of the areas where I have to sneak to actually get through. And we get to a room that is flooded. Like they started digging here, but the room started overflowing once they reached this end over there. Also, this is like a very wet room, so there's again roots coming from the ceiling. Like this time even with actual wood. Let's go to the top again. Not to the top, to help. Yes, okay, now I came through. Let's go here again, into the sort of lobby area. And this, I give a sneak peek. This is the area we're going to see the last. First, we're going into this direction. So think like this. The people dug into this direction and they failed. The room was flooded. So they dug into this direction and they immediately met a cave. I guess they were pretty annoyed by that. I used the blue nether warped stuff to make like this effect, and then verdant froglight below the leaves to get this kind of glowy effect. But the people couldn't just stop because they met a cave. So they span a rope bridge, that's what we're standing on, and continued digging. What you are going to see now is the living room. This is where the people went to kind of just sleep and live. First of all, we have cool like patterns. These are furnaces, and of the glazed terracotta, for example, and paintings hanging on the wall because the people had to decorate, you know. There's also this cool floor pattern. It's just polished and the regular granite, like switching up, and then it's these gray blobs. These are actually multi-layered bunk beds. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a quadruple bed, for example. And the people were here because I will spoiler that there will be a lore video on this whole world, but I will spoiler this much. From at the top, you couldn't live there any longer, so they fled down here. First, after digging up this room, they dug up this area to eat. This like a canteen where they would sit here, and then here would be like all the cooking be done. This is really old, so even dripstones are growing here by now. And like glowberries, although this is a kitchen. And this copper was originally shining red, but now it's blue. So long has it been. Then I told you they couldn't live any longer at the top. So they built this area to preserve the nature. They took saplings from the trees that were found in their area. You remember at the top in the forest there is birch and oak. So they took these saplings and plonked them away so that they can take them, like here, once they can go back. Also, it's all been boarded up like that. And then, a few decades later, they decided that they needed more room. So they dug in this direction. And you already see what they found. This is inspired by The Lord of the Rings, where the dwarves of Moria dug down too deep and they awakened the Balrog, I think it was called. Yeah, here it's not a Balrog, it's the egg of evilness. This is the dragon egg, but in the lore of the world, it's the egg of evil. Once it will hatch, all the bad things will come upon the humans. Sort of like in the Greek mythology of Pandora's box. Yeah, this is a Pandora's box, but it will open anyway. So it already started spreading, but there will be more on that in the lore video. One thing that looks cool is pearlescent froglights behind the amethyst glass that looks kind of like a crack, but shadowy, and then just even once in a while leave one out so it actually emits light. But let's go back to the top. And let's go watch this all is just the cherry on top, what I showed you. The actual cake is in here. Let's go there. Here we have it. This is the throne room. And oh my goodness, it looks so cinematic. Imagine you are coming from the top. You're an explorer. And you go here and you see a throne of mud. in a big old void. Hello, zombie. I don't have a way to kill him. Here are actually still the materials when I built the throne. So the throne is actually made out of mud. You can see that hopefully. And then we have these fires. One is gone out since it has been a very long time since there has actually someone been sitting on the throne. But most of them are still lit. And then we have this kind of gradient like basalt, acacia, tuff, and coal to, here you can see it actually better, to transition. And then, you know, the bridge is very old, so it has its cracks. You have to jump over it. Then the throne is made out of the brown mushroom blocks, the mud and the mud bricks, and then the half weathered copper. I feel so cool here. Oh my goodness, this is epic. It's just so cinematic. Imagine that. That looks so cool. This is also the room that I recently made a short about. That this room actually took 13,200 blocks. That was 207 stacks. And now that I finished it, I'm feeling like super ill. Maybe you hear it, I'm a little under the weather. But that's fine. What shall I say? It looks epic. It looks actually epic. The pattern for the walls is always just mossy stone bricks, regular stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and stone. And that's it. That is the throne room. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching.